Hey, what's up everybody? Too Tall Toby here, and in today's Onshape quick tip, we're going to export an assembly from SOLIDWORKS and import that assembly into Onshape. Now, there's a couple of things you want to look out for before you export your assembly from SOLIDWORKS. And these rules really only pertain to assemblies, not parts. When you want to import a part into Onshape, you just go to the import command and choose the .sldprt, choose the native part file. But for assemblies, what you need to do is go to the command File, Pack and Go. And what File, Pack and Go will do is look all around your computer. It might even look in different folders on your computer. So you can see there's some different folders here. And it'll create a list of all of the parts and subassemblies that are related to that top level assembly. Now, once you go into Pack and Go, you need to make sure you choose this option, Save to Zip. Because we're not going to import .sld ASM and a bunch of parts. We're going to import a .zip file into Onshape. You also need to take care that the name of the zip matches the name of the original assembly. So you need to make sure that you don't rename the zip, leave it with the same name. And then finally, I mentioned earlier that some of these parts are coming from different folders on my hard drive. Well, I don't want to end up with a bunch of different subfolders in the zip. I want everything to just exist at one level. So I'm going to choose this option here, flatten to a single folder. So we did a File, Pack and Go. We chose Save to Zip. We made sure that the name of the zip was the same as the name of the assembly up here, and we made sure that we chose this option, flatten to a single folder. Once you have those three options set, you are good to go, and you can save off this .zip so that we can import it into Onshape. So here you can see we're going to flip over to Onshape, and from the Documents page, we're going to fly out this menu for Create and choose Import Files. Here's the directory where we saved that zip file, 2023 red base 6002 tuner assembly-write.zip, and we're going to choose Open. And this brings us into the Import to Onshape guide. Import to a single document, split into multiple documents, combined to a single part studio. I'm going to choose this middle option. I think this will probably give you the best results when you're importing assemblies into Onshape, but you can experiment with each of these options. I'm then going to choose Import. And we see that we get an update in progress notification box, and this does take just a little bit of time to import. I'll throw a stopwatch up here so we can see how long this takes. Now, unlike some other CAD systems, you don't have to sit here and wait for Onshape to complete this import and translation process. You could go on and work on other projects that you're working on and then come back once that translation is done. So if that's something that you think you would like, be sure to hit that like button on this video. Okay, so we can see here that the translation was completed. The notification lets us know here that that translation was completed, or if we were working on something else and we refreshed our documents page, we would see that there's a new document here called Red Base Tuner Assembly Write. So let's open up that project in Onshape and see how the import finished. Now, because of the options that we selected during the import process, we end up with an assembly on the first tab, and then all of the subsequent tabs have the individual parts that were imported from that assembly zip document. And of course, we could go through and we could modify these components. We could use commands like move face and delete face. We could add fillets, add cuts. And this is solid geometry here that we could work with in Onshape. But you may notice that over in the tree, it's just one single feature imported one. So we would have to rely on the direct editing capabilities in Onshape, delete face, move face, as well as tools like adding new features, like adding new cut extrudes, adding new bosses, if we wanted to manipulate this solid geometry. When we go back to the assembly, we'll see that there are no mates that were brought in with the assembly. So we're going to have to go through and recreate these mates, but I think I'm going to save that process for the next video. For now, if you have any questions about this process, let me know down in the comments. And of course, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to come back for the next Onshape videos.